let's get started. People will jump on, I'm assuming, whenever they jump on, which is totally fine. So first of all, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're located. Thank you so much for joining this call. And really, this is your opportunity to really collaborate with amongst each other. That's really the intent for these masterminds. So before we get started, I was on the Superstar Mastermind on Monday. And one of the things we had talked about, we open it up, or Doug opened it up. And normally he just opens it up. It's like, okay, what do we want to talk about today? Like there's no rhyme. There's no reason for any of that, which kind of like for me, my type A, I'm like, can we have some structure here? Like, can we get some structure? So when you get to Superstar, when all of you get to Superstar, just know that that's what's going to happen. He's gonna be like, okay, what do you want to talk about today? Not these calls, like not these calls. These are structured. These are planned. I hope you're okay with that.
I love it. It's like whenever your kids come home and you're like, so how was your day? And they're like, fine.
Right.
That's what you're going to get from people if that's all you say, unless
Right.
you have crazy, like ambitious people, which sometimes are just not in the mood.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I really love to start off with these masterminds is start with, what's working for you right now? Okay. And that's a big question. But so here's what I want to do. I want to talk about what's working for you now. What are you struggling with and where do you need help? Okay, that's a lot. And then we're going to talk about, the theme and the topic of today is around challenge group themes. How are you helping your team hit Success Club? Like it's a lot. And we only have 40 minutes. So we're going to do our best. But here's the thing. The beautiful thing is that this is small enough because I was going to combine and have Sydney Maurer, who's my counterpart. I was going to combine. I'm like, I don't want to combine. Like, I love you, but I don't want to combine because I like this intimate group because we can get really deep into conversations. Morning, Mandy, afternoon, wherever. I'm recording this just so you know. So, but before we do all of that, Mandy, I was just saying what I want all of you to do, because we have a small enough group here. I want to start off this call with what's working for you right now. Literally, like, I just want to know 2 minutes, like a 2-minute from each of you. What's working? Okay. What are you struggling with? And where do you need help, if any? Okay. Where do you need help? Okay. Those 3 things. Before we go there, I'm going to ask all of you to do me a favor. Well, you're not going to do me a favor. You're going to do yourself a favor. So remember I had those little body logo. Oh, come on. I can't think of it. Like, yeah, kind of like that. It was body logo. Okay. So I want each of you, do you all have a piece of paper like this? Just a plain piece of paper? Okay. Do you have a Sharpie or a pen? Okay. So I want you to write my Q2 goal is, and then you're going to write it out on, I don't care how you write it. If you want to write it horizontally, vertically, and then you're going to share it. And I'm going to take a picture of it. And and then you're going to post it in the thread, in the Facebook group. Okay. So your goal, and I don't want you to be like, I don't know. No, you have to get clear on your goals just for this quarter. That's all I'm asking. Can we do that? Okay. So I'm going to give you 1 minute, like no pressure. And listen, no pressure at all. But I want you to visibly have your goal written out, and I want all of us to see it. That's what I want. Okay. So when you're ready, all I want you to do is just hold that bad boy up.
I need to find a marker. Okay.
Rachel, I just saw
I'm scared to hold my page up.
Girl, freaking hold the page up. Like, hold on, Sabrina. Okay, I got to see that closer. Second CBC to diamond, third CBC to 2-star. Q2 goal, 2-star by June. My 3 new business starters. Rachel, bring that forward. Bring it up.
Sorry.
My
5-star, top 25.
Yes, girl. Holy. Okay, wait. I'm just so excited. Hold on just a second. Okay, hold it up, girls. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I want you to put that. Yeah, and that's like, Rachel, that's like that holy, you know what goal. that you just wrote down, right? Like, holy shiz.
Yeah.
That is a
I've-
holy shiz goal.
I'm 24 right now, but I've never I've never done this before. So I don't know what I, I know what it takes to hold on to that, but I don't know the trajectory of that. Right. So it's like
Yep.
going elite. Okay, great. I've got 3 of the boxes checked off already, but the leadership points that comes with time. And so like, I'm also learning this as I'm just doing it. So like, I really love hearing Sabrina's point of like the income, because obviously it's a really big important. So like, I actually would rather have more income
Mhm.
and be number 47, like if that's what matters, but I just don't know enough. I don't know what I don't know. So that's
Yeah.
why it makes me scared.
I think
Okay.
it's whatever makes you happy. You
Mhm.
know, like for me, I'm a words of recognition girl. So this is really hard. Like having to restart my business and like as baby and like not have any of the recognition was really, really hard for me. But, you know, I had to think about my happiness, and my happiness is freedom. And, you know, that means more to me than a stupid medal or a little banner or a little ribbon or anything like that. So, I mean, but there's nothing wrong with it. I have leaders on my team that were trying to do the same thing and follow my footsteps, and they weren't doing well because that didn't matter to them. Like they didn't need the money. Right. And so they weren't pushing because they weren't excited about it. So I was like, what are you doing? Don't follow me. Like, do what
Yeah.
makes you happy. Like, if you want the shiny things, chase the shiny things,
Mhm.
you know? So it's just about whatever makes you happy. Slap that Y on your wall, write it across your head with a Sharpie. And, and
Yeah.
that goal is fantastic for you.
I mean, I appreciate that so much, and I value that very much. And I think it's, for me, the 5-star is really being able to start having a 3-star right now, but actually having other leaders, like you said, like now you're teaching your leaders to reach their goals, and that's my goal. That's why I want 5-star. That has less to do. Yes, the bonuses
Mhm.
are amazing, and that will make a big difference to my family, but it's also then being able, I really love being able to help other people and have them win, whatever that is. And so like, just like what you're doing is like I mean, I feel like you've done that, and like you're now teaching your leaders in such an amazing way to follow what they want to do. And I guess, yeah, I appreciate that sentiment very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So first of all, thank you all for sharing those goals. I want you to put those goals. I mean, Sabrina, you shared that goal. I mean, you have a little heart, right? Like all of you need to put that somewhere. You need to put that somewhere as a constant reminder. Put it next to your computer, put it on your computer. I don't care but it needs to be close by to where you are seeing that every single day. Even if it's like a holy shiz, Rachel, I don't know about this. As you get more and more familiar with how the elite program works, etc., you'll know. And Rachel, the beauty is me being your corporate mentor is I have access to other numbers. I can say, hey, I'm not going to give you numbers where other people are at necessarily, but what I can say is, hey, if you get a or 5 new business starters or 1 success starter, you might be in the top 50, right? Like I can help guide and navigate you to those numbers. But again, Sabrina, going back, it depends on whatever drives you, because whatever drives, I always say, everyone's like, well, I'm not motivated. No, you are motivated, but motivation has its own reason. What motivates you, Rachel, is different than what motivates Sabrina, right? And I know we all get that, but sometimes we forget that. And here's where you all as a leader, this is where this is the fun part that I see, like all of you start to emerge as leaders. When you take the onus off of yourself, even though I know you have your own goals, but for your team, and Rachel, you said this, how do I get more leaders on my team, right? Like, how can I duplicate that? That's where it comes down to them, not you. And sometimes in this business, we forget about that, right? Like we forget, this is what I want. Okay. Okay, that's great. And you're going to strive and you control those things. But what does your team want? What do they need from you? Right. And so if you can start to navigate that a little bit more in terms of what does your team want, by naturally helping your team, you'll get ultimately what you want. it's organic, right? You naturally will get what you want if you give them what they want. Okay, so enough about that. Let's talk about, all right, what's working. So however, Rachel, you're on my top left, and then Sabrina, and then Nico, and then Mandy. Okay, so let's talk about, let's spend like 60 seconds, 2 minutes each. What's working for you right now? Okay, Rachel, I'm gonna have you go first, and Sabrina, you're next.
Okay, what's working right now? One of the things is I'm retaining. So my group volume has been really fun this year. And so I have maxed 20 every month, and that feels really good. And then what else is working? I have long-term goals too. I mean, I've been a body customer for 12 years. So like
Yeah.
I've always loved this company, and I have long-term goals of doing more with corporate and being a leader in that space and a contributor. And so some of those things are slowly happening. I'm going to speak. I was just asked yesterday because someone backed out to speak on the comp plan of all things. I'm like, hi, I don't talk about comp plan at an event here next weekend. So of course you say yes and you figure it out. Doug set up a fun call with Carl last week
Carl,
that he
yeah.
asked me to participate in. And so like some of those things are really working. Another thing that's really working are my partners. That's working and not working. I have 2 really engaged, fun partners. So I think that drives me, too. And then we can get back to why that's not working on my next turn.
Okay, no, that's good. So group volume, I mean, just in a nutshell, group
Yeah.
volume, obviously hitting that 20% threshold every single month. That's
Yeah.
freaking huge. Long-term goals, you're getting some recognition with corporate, from a corporate perspective. So, okay, awesome. All right, Sabrina, thank you so much, Rachel.
It's nothing new. Honestly, the structured groups are probably the best thing for my business right now. I run 2 structured groups. One is just a step challenge, and I post every morning 4 o'clock. I schedule it ahead of time. They love it. Like, I'm not a structured person, and people that aren't structured are drawn to me, and they love the structure. And the other group is, well, that obviously that converts from free people to paid. But the other group, I partner up with 3 to 5 leaders every single month, and they're themed. And what I love about partnering up with leaders is I'm only responsible for 1 day, which for me, because I have so many customers that I can't handle it. Like, I freak out and I drain and then I bomb out. I'm done. So 1 day I can handle. They are 3 posts a day, 1 morning, 1 noon, 1 evening. And again, it's nothing crazy. It's just simple templates from Canva. It's not groundbreaking, but they love the structure. They love it, and they love the energy from all the different leaders. Going live in my team page has been great. And I also did my onboarding, which is I took the 10-step, whatever the heck it's called, to success, the new one. And I used the green screen that I talked about last time. And it's 1 minute, and I film it on Instagram. And, when you do that, you only have 1 minute to do it. So I literally have 10 videos with that green screen on each of the steps. And I text that to people, and I go down the line. I say, you're not moving forward until you respond to this. And I give them done, or I give them an assignment. And it's been working really well because people in their brains, they just can't handle the overload of all the information. So.
Okay, so hold on, time out. That's so good. Like, that's freaking genius. So, okay, go back. So the 10 steps, so you're going over, like, you're just not explaining, but you're telling them, here's a 10-step checklist. Is that what you're doing in 1 minute?
So it's literally, the 10-step image.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Everyone knows.
The one pager. Yes.
So for example, I'll just be like, okay, number 1, pick your nutrition plan, fitness plan, and mindset plan, right? And then I go blah, 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 spit it all out with the captions, and I just point to it. And like, if there's like a little image I want to use, like, I can pop it in there, but it's literally a minute long. So there's no excuse that I don't have time. None of that. If they don't do it, that means they don't want to do it, and that's fine. It's on them, but I like it because it's sent out. It takes me no energy to send it out. And yeah, so the image
you're doing that with your new partners. Okay, I love it. When you do that again, will you tag me, Sabrina? I would love to see this.
Oh, I don't post it publicly. I film it, and then I save it, and then I send the video. So I have like a folder, an album in my phone. and I have notes and I have like the quick text or whatever, and I just send out. It takes nothing for me to send it out.
Okay, listen, this is great. Okay, so I would love, if you're open to this, Sabrina, I would love for you to share that with me, and I would love to share that with our executive team and share that as a best practice.
Sure.
And maybe have you go live on the Body Basics page and share it.
Okay.
If you're open to that, like no pressure, but I think that's really, really smart, because I will tell you, I can't even tell you how many conversations I have with partners. Like, I don't know how to get them started right. Like, there's so much to do. Do I do the 28-day action plan? Do I do the 10-step? Blah, blah. Like, there's so much.
Yeah.
I think that is really, like I said, so if you would be open to sharing that with me, I won't share it with anyone. If you're okay, I'd like to share that with corporate and just say, hey, this is what Sabrina's doing. It's working. It's helping her new partners, on board very quickly. I would love, love, love to see that.
Sure. That's sweet. You guys are sweet.
Um,
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's something that like, I'm very spontaneous, and I know that I get overwhelmed with information and we get stuck in learning mode. We get stuck in student mode, and we're like, I just literally watched 2 wake-up calls back to back, 'cause I missed the last one. And like when I was done 2 hours later, I'm like, I got so much done. You didn't, you just listened to a wake-up call. You know what I mean? Like, we just get so obsessed with learning and we don't move. So that's why it's like, no, not today, Satan.
Okay. Okay. No, that's great. That's great. Thank you, Sabrina. Very, very helpful. Okay. Miss Mandy, or not Mandy, I'm sorry, Nico.
Right now, my challenge groups are great, and the conversations with new people coming in are exceptional, and they're staying really engaged, which is wonderful. And I think I'm getting better at the asks too, which I think has been the change, even for our partners and some people that have been partners for a while, asking them things and demanding a little more from them. And again, I always thought I don't want to put the pressure on, but they want that. They do. And I've heard that enough times, and I've finally been talking to people about that, and they're getting it, and they're actually doing the things and making those next steps. So it's good. But even in the group, again, the conversations are great. The way that people are showing up for each other. I just, need more.
Okay. That's good. That's great. Okay. So your challenge groups are great. That is awesome. And I'm sure people want to hear probably a little bit more about that, which Rachel's like, yes. Okay. So let's keep going. So, okay, Mandy, what is working for you right now?
Yeah, I've always done my business in Zoom, and we have Zoom groups every morning. So I have 7 morning times. And so what I use that for is inviting. So I'll say, come visit with us for a few days. And once people come and visit, they get love bombed by all the other members right. And they say, oh my gosh, this is the best thing. I don't even have to say anything sometimes. And that's more powerful for the visitors to experience that, from the existing members. So we have a really tight community, a lot of ladies at my age, in their late 50s, early 60s, who can all relate to each other, right? With the aches and pains and all the stuff. What I'm struggling with on this is coming up with a new offering every week. Like, I don't really understand how to offer something new. So I would love clarity on that. And another thing that's working is every Tuesday night. So tonight I do a leaderboard of everybody who participated in the BOD group. I've got great engagement in my BOD group, about 70 people checking in each week, and a lot of them daily with all of their stuff. And they encourage each other. Like, I just go in once a week and heart everything and do the leaderboard. They're all in there, like, encouraging each other. So that's really working. And they all want to see themselves move up the leaderboard. And each week I feature somebody, what they did that stood out. But they never know who it's going to be. It's not the number one person. It's just somebody who went above and beyond that week, who stood out to me. And so they love getting that Wednesday morning, just like you, Sabrina. I scheduled the post. It goes up Wednesday morning, and then they're all reacting to it on Wednesday. So they love that. But yeah, I definitely need to get my inviting, like, I am inviting, but I don't know sometimes what I'm inviting to. It's just come and visit with us, come and visit with us. So I need more ideas, I think, on this part right here. You see it's blank because I don't know what I'm offering this week. So yeah.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. Okay, you've already got a step ahead of yourself, because I mean, Mandy, you just did 2 in 1. You just shared what's working and then what you're struggling with. Love it. That's good. Okay, so let's transition. We're going to go back to that. So Thank you all for sharing that. So what are we struggling with? And again, this doesn't need to be structured, but like, if you want to just unmute yourself or whatever, what are we struggling with outside? I know you just mentioned Mandy is, what are you offering? Is there anything else that you all are struggling with that you want to talk about?
I would love to talk about something I'm struggling with. Because
Yeah,
it's
please.
so annoying. It's so annoying. I am really good about inviting. I invite like probably 50 to 100 people a week. I am following up. I am doing all the things. I have been working with Erin on this, and she's like, I don't know, like why, like I don't know why why people aren't saying yes. So I've gone through invites and follow-ups with her many a times, and she's like, I don't know. Like, I'm showing up on social media every day. I'm literally doing all the things. I had some really amazing conversations that were kind of happening last week, and then some of those faded out, just like, no, not right now. Really good no answers, right? Were the ones that they were just like, okay, I'm not gonna push you anymore about that, or
Right.
whatever it was. But I've had, last month was a really low success club number for me. And this month I am sitting at SC4, which is really low for me. And I feel like I'm doing all the work, like I'm doing the things. And so it's hard for me to then pour into the other women on my team, to my leaders. Like, we're a very close, Better Together is a very close leadership team. So it's like people are constantly helping each other with all these different things. And I love that part of it. But I don't have to, like, I can't pour into them until I'm doing my business non-negotiables, but I haven't done that yet. And so it's like this wheel that I don't know how to get out of.
Does anyone have any suggestions, recommendations?
It's just the generic answer. You're planting seeds
Mhm.
and they're not ready.
Mhm.
That's generic as hell, but that's the truth. It's nothing to do with you. And they're going to come around, and you're going to wake up one morning, and you're going to be at like an SC20, you're going to be like, what? And it's going to be all those people that were dragging their feet. It's May or April, whatever.
Yeah.
People are busy, like they're still in, like, I got to keep my kids alive for the next month, or whatever they're going through. And, I'm thinking there's going to be a big surge, like the closer we get to Memorial Day, because good Lord, like people are going to freak out about summer and all that stuff. And I hate to use that pain point, but it's what we're all thinking anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's anything you're doing, especially if you have a leader saying that you're great.
And I'm in the same boat, Rachel. I'm at SC4 and I'm never at SC4 at this point in the month. I had a bunch of people all lined up at, at the start, and one by one, they pushed it to the end of the month, and just not what I was expecting at all. I am trying to capitalize on the 3-day refresh, and let's get a group together and do it together, because I know we can't renew with that, but we can get new people onboarded with that. And so, hey, let's do a spring cleaning cleanse, like to get our nutrition started. So I'm trying to promote that. But I hear you. I feel the same. Like, this is what is happening. This is unusual for me right now.
I agree. And it's so frustrating. And sometimes like, you're just like, why? Like, I feel like that. But then honestly, obviously staying stuck there doesn't do anything. So Mandy and I were actually at the same super weekend this weekend, but they talked a lot about conversations. And I've been really, really trying to focus on how I'm conversing with people, asking a lot of questions, making it not about, like, it could be about kids' sports or like where they're at in their season of life, and talking to them about that, asking questions, and even saying, like, one of the speakers was like, talking to people and saying, it's hard to connect as an adult with like-minded humans. And that's what social, like, just having real conversations and trying to get those connections going, because like with new people, even engaging with people that maybe like stop kind of responding because we're talking to them because they said, I would love to know information, and then they just shit the bed or something, and they just completely stop talking to you. But like, just trying that, because it's action in the right way. But
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate that. And I love, like, this is so funny. This is why we're all in this room together, really, because we'll like commiserate for 2 seconds and we're like, okay, well, what are we going to do about it?
Right.
I'm gonna sit there forever, or like, let's just like do something about it. And doing something about it is way better. So I love that we just like made that switch. And it's funny because I have been thinking, and it's like one of those things I'm a very like the universe and like you woo woo about it. But I've been thinking, okay, great. Like I send out all these freaking invites, but where are like the meaning? Like, am I going into every single profile and actually looking at every single one of these people before I send them an invite? Oh my God. That was just thunder outside my house. Wow, that was really loud. You okay, Sunny? Okay, sorry. Okay, anyways, and so we like, but am I really going into these people's profiles and seeing, oh, their kid's also in soccer. Oh, they are a burnt out corporate exec. Oh, they are this or they are that. No, I'm not. I'm doing it based on, did they watch my story? Sure, but they could be completely uninterested and I'm sending them a blanket invite. So maybe, and I know I can't say this outside of this room because I know we all do the inviting and do the things, but maybe 20 really, really good conversational, personal invites are better than 40 scripted, blanketed ones that worked when I was pushing for Diamond a year ago.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's the engagement. That's
Right.
what I'm trying to like, because a conversation isn't going on if I'm just sending shit.
Same.
Well,
I
right? That's not a
totally agree with
conversation.
you. Right.
And I remember like I was on a call, like Melanie's my upline, and her and Kim have kind of, anyway, they've teamed up and we're doing calls every other week. But Kim said like an invite is like there's conversation happening. And I'm like, oh, well, that changes the number then. Like, right? But yeah, really trying to focus on that because it does make it more personal.
Well, and I think at the end of the day, like, and Sabrina can probably talk about this really well because you are very like when you're talking about like third CBCs, I was like, so I just got my second one yesterday. So like you're like
Okay.
Which
throwing, like,
congratulations,
like,
that's
everything.
huge.
No, I'm just saying like
It
you
is.
you like know what you're doing in this business, so you can probably say a lot to this too. But like that's what we want. Like we want those people. We want the conversations. We want the men and women who want to be there, who potentially then want to build. So a blanket invite is not going to do anything if they're going to hang around for 24 days and cancel. Like those aren't the people that we want to be in this room with us anyway. So it's like it's easier to be stuck and like send out a million things, and I need to get out of that.
Yeah. And I
I mean,
think,
like, it's a numbers game. They say it's a numbers game, which is true, right? Like the more spaghetti you throw at a wall, something's going to stick. But how long is it going to stick? If you know what I mean? Like someone can say yes, buy it, and then you'll never speak to them again. Yeah, you got 2 Success Club points and $70, but nothing came out of it. Nothing meaningful came out of it. You know, you don't have a relationship with that person. So it's up to you what makes you happy. If you want to make money and you want to just see what happens with these invites, cool, that's great. I don't judge that. But like if you're woo hippie, I love the universe and the universe loves me, like that doesn't sound like very fulfilling.
Right.
So, you know, for me, it's meaningful conversations. I don't do cold invites. Sorry,
Yeah.
don't
And-
tell on me, don't tattle on me. I don't do them.
listen, and this is the beauty of this business. Everyone builds it so dramatically different, right? Here's what I would say, Rachel, going back to, I think what you were just asking, I had a call with a leader yesterday about this very topic. I said, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to send me your normal script. Cause she's like, I know I need to send the invite, Sabrina, to your point, there's a 10-to-1 ratio, meaning for every 10 people that I talk to, one will enroll as a customer, right? Or a PC or a partner. It is a numbers game. There is validity to that, right? Like I'm not saying there's not, there absolutely is. But I said, do me a favor. I want you to send me as a challenger. I want you to send me a message to convert me potentially to a partner. And then I want you to send me a message as a cold. And she did. And it was just interesting to listen. But to your point, there was nothing personal about why, hey, do you want to make, are you interested in making an extra $200? Like, so I gave her some feedback. I mean, Sabrina, and there's zero. And I said, did I ever mention to you, assuming, right? Did I ever mention to you that I wanted to earn an extra $200? She's like, no. I'm like, then why would you say that to me? Right? That's where I said, you need to go to their profile, Rachel. You need to go to their profile and see what are the commonalities that you have in place, because I don't need 20 people to join my team. I need freaking 5 solid leaders to join my team. Right? You're looking for 5 leaders to join your team. So it's not all this send out mass messages or, copy. And it's not that. It's like, what are those genuine? And here's what I said. as you're connecting, you need to figure out why you want them on your team. Why would they be good on your team? Not everyone is going to be a good person to be on your team. I know that sounds crazy. And I know we get so excited, like, oh my God, right? That's right. Be the buyer, not the seller. I mean, not everyone, you're your own CEO. You get to decide who joins your team. This isn't corporate America where I have to work with it. You don't have to work with anyone. You get to decide. And sometimes we forget that.
Yeah, I love that. And I love, like, I'm sorry, I have a sick child home. So he's like in and out of the pretend sick children. So yeah, thank you. And I appreciate like the very directness. I'm reading really quick and then we can move on to other people's things. I'm sorry. But I'm reading 10X is easier than 2X.
Me too. Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have read it before, but it's so good. And like every single page is folded. I take notes inside it. My husband and I discuss it all the time. So and I'm like flying through it. Granted, I've also been laying on the sofa for a while, but it's so good. And that's where you get like the be the buyer, not the seller mentality. And we like that's why we all came into this business, right? Like at one way or another, we all came in to be our own bosses and to make our own way and to have that freedom.
Yep.
So anyways.
No, that's good. Thank you for sharing. That's good. Okay. Oh my God. You girls, this goes by like so stinking quick. Okay. Do you want to, so we've got 6 minutes. Do you want to go over what do you need help with or challenge group? Like, what do you want to talk about? We got 6 minutes. Floor is yours.
Does someone want to say something? Nico, do you want to go? No.
Mandy.
I'm struggling with time. I'm struggling with trying to
Time?
figure out, yeah, like I'm very I know everyone has pockets of time, but with my brain, I just can't. Like I'm just
Okay.
like
So tell us more. What do you mean? You're struggling? What about time are you struggling with?
the time management to do all of the things, right? Like someone asked, I think it was Rachel that asked about how to do the structured groups. Someone asked, that was really important to me because I was able to keep the customer satisfaction really high. I actually really care and I want to read everyone's stuff, but there's so many people in the groups that like, sometimes I'll see it and I'll be like, I can't read this. Like, cause I'll just like it and it won't matter. Like it's not meaningful. So, just doing all the things, like I don't invite not so much because I think it's icky, but I just don't have the time to, because I have like a customer base that I need to pay attention to. So I'm looking to automate my business more. I'm looking into Stand Store, which is a store where we can sell like our digital products and stuff, but it also is an email capture. So I'm working on my freebie. And also you can put the coach opportunity stuff and the free group stuff and whatever, and just to collect the emails. So I'm like learning about how to automate my business more. Hopefully that'll help. But yeah, I'm struggling with time. Try to do all the things.
So Rachel asked a good question. So have you done time blocking at all?
Girl, I have every book. I bought that Melanie Mitro thing. I have all the things. I have all the things and I try and my baby brain, like it puts the stuff in there and then I'm just like squirrel.
Okay, so I'm the same way. Okay, and so also really quick, I think you said something at the beginning of this of like, we can learn all the things, but then we have to actually do the things. And so I'm just gonna remind you, right, of that. But then also I have found that time blocking makes me really stressed in the way that it's like 9 to 9:15, 9:15 to 9:30, because then I'll be like, well, I haven't gotten my energized. I don't have a time for a peanut butter sandwich. Like I didn't leave any time. So every night before I go to bed, I have a list for the whole week of things and I break it out in 4 quadrants. One is work, family, or kids, house, and myself. And so that's for the week. And it's got a piece of paper. Look, I got a lot done yesterday. It is totally like not fancy. It is not anything like that. But then every night before I go to bed, I write down what I'm doing tomorrow. So I don't have to look at that list and think, holy shit, I've got all this I got to finish by Friday. I'm like, no. Tomorrow, I'm going to spend 20 minutes going into my group and supporting my people. And then I get to cross it off because I did that for 20 minutes that day. I'm going to spend 30 minutes to work out. I have to do this for my, whatever, the digital platform. And so it's like, if you take it day by day and you plan it the night before, then it's not, you don't have to like look at the whole week. You just have to plan that day. And I also think about the things that I don't know if, I don't know who has kids or aging parents they take care of or whatever the case might be. But like, if there's something that I can do when I'm taking my kid to the ortho, I plan that. So like I am doing something specific while I'm waiting in the waiting room at the orthodontist that I couldn't necessarily do somewhere else in my day or whatever. So like I don't time block in terms of numbers, but I do it in terms of like you got till 2:40 every day when you've got 4 kids coming home. This is what has to happen before 2:40 or it happens after 8 o'clock until I go to bed. I don't know if that's helpful.
And I always write down my type, like I don't time block. I have the same things and it stresses me out to do the time, but I'll have somewhere I can check and I'll have like the most important things I need to do that day. So it keeps me focused on what's most important to do in my day first.
Yeah, I have things and I do things. I do a lot of things. I get so much done, but there's always like things that don't get done, you know? But yeah, I like the night before. I don't do that. I just wake up.
Well, and I also think there's always gonna be things that don't get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this
Move
list is
it.
gonna last forever, and every single week we'll rewrite it on Sunday. And I'm like, really, I have to do the laundry again? Like for real? You know, and so it's like the things that they're just gonna continue to get done. But I love the idea of like, these are the top 4 like non-negotiables that have to happen today. I actually don't do that part, and I'm gonna start today. So thank you. I love that.
And you know what? Melanie talked to us about booking and bookending our day. So maybe we start with gratitude or what we, you know, whatever, that's positive, but also at the end of our day, writing down 5 things that we won at. Like 5 things we did, because Sabrina, like we're probably, and I'm sure we're all like that. We focus on what we didn't do and we never feel like enough is enough, literally, right? I'm sure like all of us are like that. So at the end of our day to be like, these are the 5 wins I've had, because then you can actually feel like I did something instead of going to bed like, well, I got nothing done. And like you did a million things.
Sabrina's laughing. She's like, yeah. And I think all of us are kind of that way, Nico.
When you're ambitious, I think like enough is never enough and you're just focused on what you didn't do yet.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. The book ending your day. So if you
Yeah.
write that bad boy down, I just wrote that down. 5 wins, or maybe it's 3 wins, right? Like
Yeah.
keep it simple. Keep it simple. But that's just a friendly reminder. Oh, you know what? Holy shiz, I did get a lot done today. So okay, girls, we are out of time. Impossible. Okay. Next mastermind will be on the 30th. That'll be April the 30th.
Mhm.
And we'll do same time. I will send out the invite on the call. Your goals, I want you to put those top of mind, right? We're going to come back to that. And then if you have